In this video I will show you how you can make really creepy pads. So the main element to this intro are actually those pads and the effects, and I want to show you today how we can make those creepy pads. To be honest, I wasn't very creative here, so it kept it quite simple. As you can see, this is all copied from each other, so there's basically the same chain everywhere, and I didn't make many changes, so actually I left even that for now all the same. So I will probably do this in the mixing phase a bit more detailed and shape out the sounds more. But that easy, actually, you can create those pads, and we will have a look at one. And once you understand one, you will understand all of them, because they all have the same principle, all made by the same technique. One thing here is I distributed the notes a bit. So I have basically my root note, then I go one up, and then I go one down again. But we could also maybe go down here. So that's something you need to decide kind of like on the note pattern, but I split it up between the pads. So I think that makes it a bit more interesting that you have each pad playing one note. The other thing besides that, which I did to the MIDI, was that I have some of the pads gliding down. So for example, this one here has like a pitch bend downwards. It's actually not even starting on 0 here, I noticed, but it doesn't really matter, it's not much. So I could maybe even drag that, or maybe it makes it even more creepy to be not on a note right from the beginning. MIDI, very, very simple, and now we'll look into the synthesis. Usually I like to go into the post-processing after the synthesis and synthesis tutorials, but I want to quickly show you how cheap and simple the post-processing is here, so that you don't get confused and I don't need to turn it off. So we have a low cut filter here, which is kind of like filtering out all the lows. I set it like a little bit higher here because those pads kind of like can get really bulky in the low mids, but you can try if it sounds better if you go lower. You need to always see how it responds in the mix. Then we have like an auto filter here, which is automated just like upwards. I just did this by hand, but it doesn't do a lot of crazy things. The same with the resonance, could be actually made way more beautiful. I just dragged it with the mouse however I liked it. Then we have a compressor to control a little bit the dynamics of this sound, and then we widen it a bit more to give it some stereo image. And I added like an additional compressor, and maybe we should put that here to control like the band, so that you can control the highs, the mids, and the lows of that sound. And I even didn't take the effort to make the split yet here and set all the parameters, so I think I have them all quite the same at the moment. Just to mention, this is like work in progress, so there can be definitely something improved, but I want to really point out how simple this technique is and how less processing and effects and whatever you need to make this already work. And now we will take a look into the synthesis. So let's have a quick look at how it looks like, and actually there's not much to see. So we don't have any effects here. I didn't change anything in the envelopes. I didn't even make the effort to put like LFOs or anything here. We don't have like a second oscillator. We don't have filter here because we already have one here. You could of course use that one as well, but this one you kind of like drag both cutoff and resonance with the mouse. Besides, you map it in here, down there. Anyway, so everything which is in here is just one wavetable, and that's actually this essence of those really simple creepy pads. You need a good wavetable, and you need to find and select a wavetable which works with this technique. And I was so free to use those of a projector because he sent me this a while ago. So you can use, of course, any wavetable you have. So you can use, for example, also from the digital spectral is usually also very good from the standard wavetables in Ableton. But today I want to use the ones for projector because he has like different categories, and then we can see like maybe a bit how it works with different ones. So All you need to do is actually to sweep through this wavetable. And as you can see already here in this automation line, I did this exactly like from up to down. Sometimes you don't want to go fully down or fully up because they can get very bright or very dark, those wavetables. So depending on the case, you need to see. Usually a lot of wavetables have this principle and that they kind of like have sweeping through frequencies through some of the modulations down here. So anyways, also here I had like an effects in, but we will turn this off for now. And we'll just focus on the wavetable sweep. So we'll reactivate this and then we will click through some categories and see what works together. This is pretty cool, but gets really bright. So let's check maybe comps. That's already pretty nice, I guess, as a starting point. As mentioned, sometimes if it gets too bright, you just take it from here and make this. Also notice, maybe it gets a bit bright here because I have this much resonance on the filter here. So maybe it's not the fault of the wavetable, this thing here. Anyways, let's look maybe here. If you like this video so far, then please hit the thumbs up. That helps me to spread this video and that shows me how creepy you'll find those pads. Yeah, I guess that could be something cool. We can also turn the filter off, maybe. So I guess this category could be very cool for the start. Yeah, let's go with the flanger one. I think it's nice and I also don't want to click through all the pack. You want to get it done, get it. The next thing we can do is actually we can look at warping modes. And for example, we could, yeah, let's try with the signal. Yeah, that could be sick. That could be sick. Yeah, and then maybe this one, let's try. And sometimes you also need to play with the octave. So I think now we are quite good, but just to demonstrate this, also let me check that this is enabled. Could be also pretty cool, and from there you can go whatever you want to do. You can add distortions, you can add flingers, phases, you can make it wider, whatever you could go to. Actually, I did this with one of those pads here. You can detune them. Maybe like this, and it's like super creepy. But the point is actually I don't want to add too much effects. I actually want to show you how simple this is. If you're not afraid of signing up, then sign up and hit the bell icon because it's a mysterious dark bell which will provide you in a magical way with new and exciting Psytrance tutorials. Once you have a good wavetable found, then you can go wild. But that's actually the first thing. Really take the effort to scan through all the wavetables you have and see which category fits the best. And then in the category, you choose the wavetable which fits the best, and then you select the range who fits the best. So that's the 3 most important steps, and from there you can go on to warping modes and the effects and everything, and adding like filters, like whatever, like we could do this here. Yeah, here in the end it gets a bit ugly, so maybe we overdid the warping thing here a bit. Maybe let's stretch that out. As you can see, this one fits a little bit worse into that section where I would need to rework the section, but actually the sound is pretty cool, I guess. If you want to know more about creepy pads, I have another video about pitch bended pads up here, which is actually also very easy to follow, which you can work with presets you already have.